Holy shit, this is so good.
So good.
Oh my god. Welcome into the show, everybody. This is the Awkward Apocalypse, and that is my new favorite song.
It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
Totally perfect for the new year.
Yeah, oh god, yes. Speaking of amazing, sitting next to me, Jenny O, the amazing as always. This is Greg, the me as always. You like that?
Yes.
That is, of course, the Eagles with Funky New Year. I'm a huge Eagles fan. I never heard this before.
Yeah, I guess it was on a B-side of some single.
Yeah, their
that they
Christmas
had.
single.
Yeah.
So
Really good.
I'm glad we accidentally found
Thanks,
you.
YouTube.
You actually found that. You are my hero for the day.
No problem.
Oh my god.
I kind of want that to be our intro for all the rest of our shows.
It's kind of sexy.
It's just so groovy.
Yeah.
I've been looking for some groovy music.
This is like porno music by a real band, basically.
Okay. Well, maybe we can use it somewhere else.
Oh, I gotta find ways.
Yeah,
I
okay.
got to.
Perfect.
I got to. Anyways, on to the show. Thank you everyone for listening. We're so boner happy over this song.
I'm kind of buzzed.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And on stuff.
I'm on a lot of drugs right now.
Yes. Like we said, this is the Awkward Apocalypse, and we do love when you guys, get in contact with us. You tweet us shit and all that good stuff. So ways to do that, make sure you hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/Awkward Apocalypse. Of course, we're on Twitter @AwkwardPod. You can email us, awkwardpod@gmail.com.
Or you can call us.
I was going to say Jenny's favorite.
I love voicemails.
Yeah.
So our phone number here is 323-379-9225. We take text messages.
Yeah, we can do texts.
And voicemails.
And voicemails and calls. And
Yeah. Or
all
we
that good
can
stuff.
also Skype if there's anybody that has a really great story that you want
Yeah.
to say live on air.
Right. Skype's a little better quality for doing on air. So we did find out this week that apparently there's a 3-minute time limit on our voicemail system.
Well, we had a lot of people calling in for the awkward talk,
Right.
which we're going to obviously talk about later, but it's kind of cool. Like, people have really great stories that kind of go for a while, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're amazing stories. So,
So we had to find some
Totally
workarounds
worth
for
it.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
so how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I was in Vegas visiting my best friend, so that was
Really?
awesome. Yeah, I really was in Vegas over the
Okay.
weekend. I won $100 playing bingo.
What?
Yeah.
Bingo? Really,
Bingo.
dude?
She made me go play bingo, and I was like, are we
Can't
really
you just
playing
lie
bingo?
and say, like, blackjack or roulette?
Well, immediately after bingo, I went and won $75 on a roulette table within 3 spins of the wheel.
Attaboy.
Yep.
How much did you lose?
Nothing there. I lost
Okay.
I lost like $60 on craps.
So you came home and you were up.
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
won a few bucks on the Laker game too. So
There you go.
Yeah, it
On
wasn't
the
too bad.
Laker game?
The Laker game. Yeah.
The Laker game.
Laker,
I thought you
like
said a
basketball.
liquor game.
That too. Liquor, I don't even know her.
I don't even know her.
Yeah, hey-o. But the best/worst part was she popped my cherry at being iced.
Did you lose your virginity?
My iced virginity?
Oh. You got iced?
I got iced for the very first time. I know what it is. I've seen it taking place. I've never been iced. I've always avoided it.
How did it go down?
It wasn't even good because in my mind I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? So her cousin Portia says, hey, do me a favor, run to my purse, get my keys out. My immediate thought was, you lazy cunt, you're like 6.5 feet away from your purse. Like, why do I have to go to your purse? So
It's perfect. What a good idea.
right.
I'm totally going to pull that on somebody.
So next to the purse were keys. So I held it. I was like, they're right here. She goes, no, not those ones. They're in my purse. I was like, all right. So I'm digging through the side pocket and I found more keys. And she goes, no, wrong keys. I said, look in the middle pocket. And so then like I reach and I hit a bottle. You can't really hear that. And I thought, because we're about to go out, I thought, oh, she has like a little bottle of vodka in here because we're going to drink on the way to the club. Not that we drink and drive. So I went to pull it out. Yeah. So I went to pull it out thinking that it was like vodka or something. And then I realized it was a Smirnoff and then I was iced. There's pictures somewhere on Facebook.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Way.
I
You
did
never forget your first icing.
No, you never do. And I'll have to find some pictures of me getting iced. But then I got Deanna, my friend Deanna, I got her back Saturday night. We were playing beer pong in her garage. And so I put one in her purse instead. But I hid it under like her wallet and a couple other things. She actually picks up her purse, goes to bed, doesn't see it till Sunday morning, right before she's about to go to work.
So good.
Iced her good.
Man, you guys are pros.
I know, right?
See, I usually go like, hey, man, can you open this for me? And then they're touching in. But actually the best one, we have a story from Tom later on, but has nothing to do with this. He one time filled a keg. Not filled a keg, but put a ton of Smirnoff Ice into a keg.
How do you do that?
Like an empty keg.
Oh, just like cut it open or something?
You can open a keg
okay.
and put stuff into it.
I've been
That's
more
why they're
interested in getting
recyclable.
stuff out of it than
Right. Well, then he hooked it up to a kegerator
Okay.
that my friends owned.
Right.
and actually iced them via kegerator, which is so awesome.
So by rules of that, did they have to drink the entire keg?
Yeah, they have to get on a knee and drink the whole. But they don't have to drink the keg, but they have to drink how much they poured.
I gotcha. Were they like, why is this
pretty
shit clear?
Awesome.
Is this Zima?
Well, I think they poured it thinking it was like a Hefeweizen.
Oh,
so
clear what?
But when it came out, they were like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, we just got iced."
That's fantastic.
So good.
I like that.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah?
No, I've been on drugs the whole time. Painkillers. I had a tooth
Automatically
pulled the other day.
Oh, fantastic.
It blows. So, yeah, now they gave me a bunch of codeine.
Nice.
I'm pretty happy about it. Now I'm drinking.
I was gonna say, tell us what you're drinking
I'm
with that codeine.
drinking vodka, or what is this?
Lemon vodka.
The lemon vodka mixed with Mountain Dew, and it's delicious.
It's fantastic. I had
I'm
some.
really enjoying it. So I'm about halfway through.
But you keep topping off with vodka, not Mountain Dew.
I do keep topping it off with vodka. So I'm halfway to hammered right now.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Do you have any plans for New Year's?
Yeah, apparently the group I roll with, like the group I went to Miami with, we're going to one of our buddies' houses and just gonna get fucking schnockered.
Do you have like a lady in mind?
Yeah, her name is Steve. Can't wait to kiss him.
Gregory, I didn't know you rolled that way.
You know Mike's gonna be there, so
that makes so much sense.
So I've got my guaranteed kiss for New Year's. Yeah, got that set.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, if any ladies want to come and kiss me on New Year's,
Where is it?
It's in Ventura.
Ventura.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to Seattle.
That's much better. I love Seattle.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna kiss a girl.
And I liked it.
Yeah. Hopefully she's wearing cherry chapstick.
Hopefully. One can only dream.
God, we're lame.
Yep. We suck at life.
Yeah, last year...
While you're kissing her, can we play a little of this?
Sure. She's a girl that I think is pretty.
Nice.
Gonna go visit her and her boyfriend.
Oh.
No, he's awesome. No, but you want to hear what I did last year? My awful New Year's
what happened last
story
year?
last year. So you know this, but I don't know if I'm sure most of our listeners know this. I was in a long relationship that ended last year. And so this New Year's was my first New Year's not being in a relationship for like...
A year ago was?
This last New Year's.
Oh.
And I think, oh my God, this was like the first New Year's that I spent single in like close to 10 years.
Okay.
Because I'd been in a couple long relationships. Right. So I was like a little bit bummed about it. It just happened to also be what would have been a 5th anniversary with this person.
Nice.
So while I'm over it now, it was like
doesn't sound super, like it.
No, it. I couldn't believe like how much of a bummer this was at the time. So my uncle just happened to be getting married that day.
Okay.
I was like, great, way to dig it in a little further.
Yeah.
And he asked me to be his photographer for his wedding. So I had to be there and take photos, and I had to be there until like the clock struck 12.
Oh, so they did the wedding and then like a New Year's thing.
Yeah, which is kind of shitty.
How many people were there by midnight still? Did
like
a lot of people
50,
leave?
Yeah, like a lot of people were still there. A handful of people left. Right. But I had to stay for like their New Year's kiss. And it was nice, and it was a sweet moment, and whatever. But I was super bummed. I was like standing there like, oh man, like here I am single, and like he's getting married.
Thanks for throwing your romance.
Fucking hated my life right then. So I'm kind of looking forward to this New Year's. It's like, fresh start kind of thing, and like I'm okay with being single. I'm actually enjoying it. So
it's great.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
My New Year's may involve a former lady friend.
Oh, really?
So we'll see how that goes over.
Well, former lady friend can be good or bad.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
One of my more fun stories is I was in a very similar boat as you as far as New Year's goes and relationships. I was in a 6-year relationship, from high school and then, many years after. And so I had never done like a crazy party New Year's because...
Really?
Yeah, I mean... We met in high school, and then like I turned 18 and 21 and all those milestones with her. She wasn't a huge partier by any means.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so...
I went to Berlin for New Year's one year.
Fuck you, man. So, awesome. like the first one out, I finally went to like a real New Year's party, and it was fun. We had a great time. It was a kegger and all that stuff. And then a couple years ago, I went to Main Street in Ventura, which is local to us out here.
Is that a big New Year's spot?
Apparently it is. I
Really?
didn't realize it's that big of a spot. I mean, it is for Ventura County.
Sure. I never heard of that though.
It was packed. So
Really?
yeah, all the bars were slammed. We were at this place called Rookies. I'm sure you know Rookies.
I don't.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
And
And
Dargans.
same owner actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
By day, Rookies is a sports bar. By night, it's a club, basically. And so it was all clubbed out for New Year's, and I was with my cousin and some of her friends. And one of her friends was semi-freshly out of a relationship, and she was just angry at men in general. And the whole night, like
That was me last year.
yeah, I felt awkward
like,
being
"Fuck
around
you
her.
all!"
I felt so awkward being around her because it was like, I hate men. But I was like, hi, sitting
just
next
happen
to
to
you.
have a penis.
Yeah, right. Sorry. Don't look down. So the whole time she's like, I'm only with girls now, blah, blah, blah. Men are such
Oh.
like she had decided to convert because the guys were so horrible.
No, that's a terrible reason to have relations with women.
Well, at midnight, we're sitting there, doing the 10, 9, whatever. And I'm like, all right, clearly I'm not kissing her. I'm not kissing my cousin, not from Arkansas. The rest of my family is. So I was like, I guess, no makeout sesh on this New Year's. It's cool. I'm drunk. I'm having fun. Not a big deal. Right as it gets to 1, lesbo girl runs over it, jumps on me, and starts making out with me.
Yes.
Listening to her bitch about my penis all night paid off.
Success.
Yes.
Maybe
so-
she was testing you.
Maybe. She was testing my testes.
Testy.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know. It's better than the year that I was dating a guy that you know.
Yeah.
And he was sick for New Year's. So like we literally sat in the garage that he was renting. And I fed him orange juice and soup while we watched the ball drop on TV.
Oh, this sounds fantastic.
And we just like sat there and looked at each other like, I wish I could kiss you, but you're sick.
So no purple strap on that night.
No purple strap on.
Oh,
that.
that's too bad.
Same guy. Thank you for knowing that.
Yeah. Oh, I did the math.
Oh,
I'm a mathematician.
that was awful.
It was.
Well, I guess I don't know. I kind of want to see what your take is on this, like single people,
Yeah.
like for New Year's, since that's kind of the theme of our.
It is our
talk
first annual. I've turned Asian. It's our first annual New Year's extravaganza.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not. Well, neither are the holidays. I feel like there's an entire month of shittiness for single people. You know, we're all like, we're cold. And like
No one to cuddle
you got
with.
nobody to snuggle with, and then and then there's of course New Year's, which kind of just digs it in even further.
Right.
Where if you're the only one in a room of people that's all making out.
Yeah, if you're with a bunch of couples on New Year's, it gets awkward.
Right. And of course, like couples are the ones that generally go out. So as a
Right.
single person, you're going out and you see a bunch of couples. Like, it doesn't depress me or anything, but at the same time, it does make me feel super awkward. Like at that moment
Yeah.
when the ball's going down and everybody starts making out and you're like standing there like watching everybody, and it just digs it in even more.
Yeah, I've been with that group where like almost everybody is with somebody.
Yeah.
And so then like you're looking around like, all right, everyone's making out and I'm staring like a
I
weirdo.
think it would just be really funny to like
Yeah.
try to get involved.
And 3-way makeout sesh with your best friend and his
Be
girlfriend.
like, what?
Yeah. So my lips were lonely. Yours looked like they needed a little attention.
Yeah.
Just trying to help out, buddy.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, speaking of getting in there,
Yeah.
no, I want
fave.
to introduce our next. Would you do it?
Uh-oh.
Except you don't know what the question
No,
is.
you did
this
not
time.
make me privy to this whatsoever.
Okay, so traditionally, our "Would you do it" segment has been about sex, and I'm not disappointing you again this week. So
Oh, good. Smelly vagina?
no,
Oh,
but
I'm already disappointed.
it is about ugly women.
Oh, God.
Because the last ones have all been about like really hot women,
yeah.
and so this one's going to be like a dog of a girl.
Ugh.
Okay, so you're on a date with a girl, like a blind date. We'll just say
Okay.
that everybody thinks that you guys would be so great together, but like she's
Well, this is good because we're talking about online dating later. So this
oh
could be
totally yeah, blind dates, online
Yeah.
dating, totally. This is like the same thing.
Yeah.
Except the internet doesn't tell you that you match. It's just your friends,
Right.
which are
Fucking assholes.
idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, asshole. You dickheads! You
Yeah.
sent me on a date with an ugly girl.
Who
Okay,
said I wanted to date Clifford?
yeah, right.
Right. Sorry.
Okay, so let's just say you're on a blind date with a dog of a girl, and she really wants your nuts. You like, she's just all over you, like so excited. You haven't gotten laid in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like an entire, like that's a long,
Like that would ever happen.
really long time,
Yes, it is.
and you're ready to fuck just about anything that moves.
right. or some that don't.
And you're hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Would you hit it?
Man.
Your friends may or may not hear about it. But they are the ones that thought you guys would go well together.
Right. So obviously they know her, so she could easily tell them.
Right.
Man, I mean, if we're just talking like nasty, like snaggletooth mustache.
No, just like...
I mean, how gross are we
getting? Like a
butterface.
We'll say a butterface.
Oh, paper bag it and tag it. Sorry. Had to.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
Really?
Oh, well, I'm glad I could.
Obviously, you didn't make that up.
Yes, I did. That's why I was surprised you didn't hear it, because I say it all the time about all my girlfriends. So, like, not a huge bitch.
No.
Okay.
She's a nice girl. She's just, like, her
Ugly
face is mangled. Like, her eyes are too far apart, and, like, her teeth are all fucked up, and...
Oh, teeth are such
and, like,
a turn
her
off
hair
for
is
me.
stringy and weird.
Okay.
And she has no chin. And a giant nose.
See, at first I was going to say, yeah, we'll just do it doggy style and look at her face. But the more you describe it, the less I want to have sex with her. Oh, God.
You haven't gotten laid in a year.
I probably would.
And you're super drunk.
Who the fuck am I kidding? I'd probably do it. Super hammered. Haven't gotten laid in forever. Yeah, I probably would.
Okay.
Which kind of reminds me, I'll tell this quickly. There was this girl that did like me who was not overly attractive. This was a few years ago. It was right after I got out of that relationship. So I was a little desperate for anything strange, you know? I don't mean strange like you're a weirdo. I mean like strange pussy.
Right.
And so there's this girl that really liked me, but she was kind of she was a fat girl. And I was like, no thanks.
Hey, fatties are people too, okay?
I know. But, you know, it was nice. No thanks. I'm not interested in liking you back. Never said anything mean to her or anything. But my friends convinced me one night, of course there was no alcohol involved, that fat girls give better blowjobs.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, man, I gotta fucking try this out. So I went for it. Got the blowski.
Was it awesome?
It wasn't.
Oh, come on.
Severely disappointed. Severely disappointed.
Wow.
So
I don't know. I've never gotten a blowjob from a fatty, so sorry.
maybe have Mike give you one.
Well, I can't tell you that it was a fluke.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, maybe it was. I was a little disappointed that I now not only had a bad blowjob, but it was with a fat bitch. I have turned every girl off just now.
That sucks.
I apologize to the ladies.
Well, should we go on to our fuck you of the day?
Yeah, we should. You know what? How about this? Can I interrupt your
Please
rundown? We forgot to put this on the rundown. We do have a voicemail from Haiku Hank. Do you mind if we get into that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play it real quick,
Absolutely.
and then we'll get into fuck you of the day.
Yes.
Oh, Jenny, yo! Haiku Hank here with my episode 5 Awkward Talk Dating Sites episode. Here's my haiku.
That was awkward.
On OK Cupid, Hank met a girl so stupid, she licked my sphincter. What? Oh, Daddy, yo! Have a great episode 5.
Thanks, Hank.
I think that was my favorite Hank haiku.
Yeah,
so
that was
far.
pretty good.
Definitely for this show. Yeah, that was
Haiku
great.
Hank is a pro.
He is.
He is.
He's always dependable.
Yeah, it's true. He leaves us a voicemail every week.
Mm-hmm. Without fail, he's missed a few shows for the charity strike.
Really? Well,
Without
we only
fail.
have 5.
That's true.
Yeah.
Give him time.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry. Please let's go on to the fuck yous and the fuck yes.
Cool. Well, thanks, Hank. By the way.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
Love you.
Yeah. Never talk to her again. I'll beat you up. Sorry. What? Oh, that just Tourette's.
Anyway, today's fuck you of the day. Well, I think I was mentioning this earlier. The fuck you of the day is kind of the only chance that I have to complain about stuff, because I'm not a very negative person.
Right.
But I do like.
You're very upbeat.
I do like bitching about things every once in a while, and
I enjoy when you bitch. You're
mostly when
you're
I'm
a good
drinking.
bitcher. Yeah.
Yeah. So today's fuck you of the day goes to unwanted Christmas presents.
Oh.
We all get them. Everybody has an unwanted
Yeah.
Christmas present here or there. I mean, it happens every year. You get something and you don't necessarily want to throw it away, but it's too late to regift it because Christmas already passed.
Right. You open it Christmas Day, so it's like, who do I give this to?
Exactly. And it would have been so much better if they had asked you what you wanted, or just given you a gift card,
Right.
or just not gotten you anything at all.
Well, I always feel bad because I'm thinking, and I don't mean to sound like a snobby bitch, like, how dare you not get me my iPad that I wanted, but it's like, You wasted $27 on this horrible piece of shit.
Exactly.
I would rather you be $27 richer
Yes.
than to have bought me this.
Yeah, I've gotten a few presents already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad the tags are still on here so I can go return them from wherever they're from.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not bad. They're nice,
Right.
but it's just not something that I really want.
Do you ever have guys buy, and not guys you're with in a relationship, just guys you know, buy you clothes?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I've had a couple like lingerie items purchased for
that's
me,
a little easier.
but I never wore them.
Is that from a guy you were with or not with?
Both.
Oh. So somebody you're not with brought you lingerie. Were you at least sleeping with said person?
Not sleeping with,
That's
but
a little
like-
weird then.
like kind of seeing, kind of.
Okay. But you guys never hooked up?
No.
And he bought you lingerie?
It ended after that. There was also a guy that promised to take me to all over the world. Like he actually had a PowerPoint presentation for me. I know that's super weird. It had nothing to do with Christmas presents, but I'll talk about that some other time.
That alone should have stopped you.
Oh, I never
okay.
responded to another text message from him.
Okay,
But
good.
unwanted Christmas presents. I know you said you got one.
Yeah, I don't want to get into specifics because there's a good chance this will be heard. But somebody bought me something, and here's the problem with it. Somebody bought me something this year, and it was extremely nice, and it's something I would enjoy, but it was also really expensive,
Oh,
like upwards of almost $300 expensive.
was this a friend?
You're digging. I see you digging over there,
I'm giving you a chance.
and I'm trying to avoid it.
Okay.
It was a female of sorts
Okay.
who enjoys my company.
Good.
And I just made her sound like some cougar whore. Some old lady who wants me to keep
Actually,
fucking
you
her.
kind of just made yourself sound like a hooker.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
A client.
Yeah, it was
pays
a client
for my
of mine.
services, my time.
No, she bought me something very nice that, and it's not something I wouldn't enjoy. It's something I would enjoy a lot. But it's like, oh my, you realize I plan on spending $13 on you, and this was almost $300. It's like,
Because this is the person that you're like, I mean, you were close with,
yeah,
and not so much anymore.
correct.
Okay. And
You put that very delicately.
Yeah.
I was very worried. I think you could see on my face how worried I was.
Yeah, you do look very,
I was like,
very scared. No, but I mean, you lose touch with people, but they continue to give you presents, and you're like, I totally didn't buy you anything this year because we aren't friends anymore.
Yeah,
or
it
like
doesn't
the
that
way
we
we
are
were.
friends, but we're not how she would like us to be.
Sure.
And I'm afraid that, I'm always.
You're super awkward right now.
I know.
It's actually hilarious watching you.
I'm doing it on the right show. My fear is, first of all, I'm very realistic. I say things, people go, why are you so negative? I'm like, I'm not negative. I'm realistic.
Sure.
So one of the first things I said is, A, I don't want to accept this gift because it's way too nice. And B, if I am to accept it, I don't want you to get false hope that I'm going to be like, oh man, she got me this. Let's get back together. And I know that might seem asshole. And I said that to her, but I didn't mean it in an asshole way. I meant it in look, I appreciate this. I don't think I should accept it. If you're going to force me to accept it, I just want you to not have your hopes up.
It's different when there's expectations involved because of it.
Right.
If she was doing it just to be nice, that's one thing.
Which she claims she was, and I'll give her the benefit and believe it, which is probably not true. But I've
Girls
she's
are
like
sneaky, man.
Yeah, she's like, why do you have to be all negative? I was like, I'm not being negative. I just want you to know that this does not, this is not a free pass for let's get married.
Right.
And I think that's fair to tell her that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's actually
I
nice.
mean, as long as you're careful about
I was
it,
as
you don't break
delicate.
her heart.
I was as delicate as I could be, which I mean, you can't say that nicely.
For a guy, that's a lot.
Yeah. So, I just, anyways, let's
Good
move
work,
on.
buddy.
Yeah.
Well, how about the fuck yeah of the day? Lighten up some of the mood.
Hold on, I needed a drink. Fuck yeah, well, it's almost New Year's. I say New Year's is fuck yeah the day.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna party. We're gonna get hammered.
Yeah.
We're gonna music, make out with random people at midnight. It's all things I love.
Nice.
So New Year's is the fuck yeah the day. It just gives me another opportunity to not start a diet.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Okay.
kind of depressing. That's not so
well,
much of a
no,
fuck
I mean
yeah.
you can try
Yeah, sure.
and then break the resolution
yeah, week 1.
because failure is fun.
Yeah, the first step towards failing is trying. Is that how it goes? Homer Simpson,
I guess so.
something like that.
Is that? I don't
Is
know.
that right? I think that's right. I don't know.
It sounds right.
Awkward silence. before we get into the break here, because I'm running a little low in the old booze category,
Woo!
let's talk about our latest of competitions. Yeah.
Actually, we should talk about that after the break.
Okay, we can just take a break first.
Yeah.
How dare I?
Because if you're low on booze, then that's important.
That's true. I need booze to keep it going.
Oh, I love this song.
This is just for you.
It's Zoe Deschanel.
It is.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And it's called What Are You Doing for New Year's Eve? Anyways, I'll talk quietly so you can hear the song. Make sure you check us out. Facebook.com/awkwardapocalypse. At awkwardpod on Twitter. And call us
At 323-379-9225.
I just know you like saying that.
I do.
So, anyways.
I like that we have a phone number.
Makes it sound so professional. Okay, on that note, we'll be back with our new our current competition
Yes.
and our awkward talk,
Yes.
as well as next week's awkward talk.
When it's exactly 12 o'clock at night, welcoming in the New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose. Out of 1,000 invitations you receive, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's Eve? What are you doing New Year's Eve?
Hey everybody, it's Rebound from the Charity Strike. Send across from me, Trigger Mike. Yeah, that's him. Anyways, dude, why do you think people should listen to the show?
Tuesdays with Trigger.
That is the worst idea ever. You should listen to the Charity Strike because I think I'm effing hilarious, and what I think goes.
What?
Anyways, you should check us out for sports updates, humor, all the good stuff. We are the best/worst sports show ever. So check us out at thecharitystrike.com, facebook.com/thecharitystrike, and you know we're on iTunes.
Oh, Daddy, yo!
Why can't I get just one kiss? Why can't I get just one kiss? There'd be some things that I wouldn't miss, but I look at your pants and I need a kiss. Why can't I get just one screw? Why can't I get just one screw? Believe me, I know what to do, but something won't let me make love to you.
This is great.
You like my dancing and
I do.
my lip syncing?
You're like, it's like the Air Sex Championships,
I
but
love this song.
lip syncing championships.
So good.
This is a good song. It works with the whole New Year's thing
think so,
because the
too.
kiss and
Yeah.
so.
Well, I guess
just one fuck.
I don't know. I've really embraced my singledom,
Yeah, no, that's
Singleness.
great. That's good.
and this song really just encompasses it.
Yeah, I've noticed two things with being single. First of all, I very quickly embraced the freedom of it,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
the
the best part.
yeah, and the ability to get some strange. But
I mean, you can like have sex with whoever you want to, but
Right.
at the same time, like you don't have to tell the person like where you're going.
yes, yes,
You can stay up as late as you motherfucking want to.
you can eat ice cream for dinner.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can kick
Oh, wait,
anything you
that's
want
what
in
I
your
was trying to
sleep.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the best part of having my bed back,
Exactly.
especially when I slept with somebody who kicked me all the time.
Oh,
She was a violent sleeper.
that sucks.
Yeah, but the problem with it is, I get so used to the freedom that when I do try to date somebody, it's like you can't fucking tell me that.
Right.
And then people are like, dude, it's your girlfriend. Like, yeah,
I
you
know.
gotta be a little nicer. I'm like, no. I am not gonna stay at her house. My bed is way more fucking comfortable.
Yes,
I'm sleeping in my own
your bed
goddamn
is super comfortable. I'm sitting on it right now.
Yeah.
and it's like it's the most comfortable bed in the world.
I was actually telling the story of somebody I used to date who always wanted me to stay at her house, and I never wanted to because my bed's so
Because your bed is
comfortable.
better.
Right. I was telling that to my friend this weekend, my best friend Deanna, and she was like, no, your bed is amazing. Like, she's like, no one should ever expect you to stay at their house if they've even just sat on your bed.
Right.
And I was like, exactly. Take note,
Actually,
ladies.
there's a guy I've gone on a few dates with, and yesterday he invited me somewhere, and I thought it was really nice. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna do this thing. You should come with me," which is interesting because he hasn't actually invited me to like other stuff before.
Oh.
And I like him enough, but I don't know where it's gonna go. And then I was like, well, I'm sorry, I can't go, but like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And I felt super uncomfortable asking him like, oh, well, what is it you're up to? Like, and I wasn't trying to ask it like, I was trying to like delve into whatever like the fuck
you're
his
just generally
plans are.
interested in what you're
like
do.
oh, what is it you were inviting me to? But I still felt really weird.
I have that dilemma sometimes too. It's like, oh, well, what are you gonna do today? And then it's like, oh, but I don't want to know because I'm keeping tabs.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
just interested in your life.
I'm not trying to like control your life or like know everything that you're doing. But yeah,
because sometimes like if you're just dating someone's like, hey, you want to hang out today? And they're like, oh no, I got plans. Like, oh, that's cool. What are you doing?
What are you up to?
Yeah, and it's not like, tell me what you're doing so I can follow you to McDonald's.
That's what's terrible about text messaging.
Yeah,
is because you can't get your actual intent across.
Right.
When it comes to text,
I
messages.
usually end up doing the whole thing where I just will say like, not trying to be a creep or anything, just wondering what you're up to today. Because I don't want my intentions to be.
But then they're like, well, is he trying to be a creep? But he's just like trying to pretend like he's
I'm totally trying to be a creep.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Obviously you are, but.
Yeah. Anyways, we teased this before the break. Let's talk about Amanda's boobs.
Oh my God,
shall
Amanda's
we?
boobs.
They are so good. And in fact, before we talk about Amanda's boobs, let's play this.
It's kind of distracting when Jenny's playing with the boobs.
I'd say.
I like playing with her boobs.
Yeah, and you do it well.
Yes.
Anyways.
So well. I think she likes it.
I'm pretty sure she likes it, yeah.
Well, last episode we talked about our new competition for this week, which is the naming of Amanda's boobs.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a smackdown. Woo.
A smackdown of boobs.
Yeah, naming of the boobs.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gotten some amazing submissions.
We have, and we've decided on what the winner will get.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But we've decided to extend it for another week.
We're having so much fun with this.
And it's not just a ploy to get you to keep listening. I swear. It's
hopefully
because
it works.
Well, Amanda's actually in Canada right now.
Hey.
So she has limited access to the internet.
And tons of maple syrup.
So much maple syrup.
Yeah.
No, she sent, I hate this girl right now. She sent me a picture of a red velvet cake, but instead of, it was like a 2-layered red velvet cake, but instead of frosting in the middle, it was a cheesecake.
What?
Right?
That would give anybody a heart attack. That sounds amazing.
Her dad's girlfriend made this, and I'm so mad that it's in Canada.
Oh my God.
Because I want this.
That sounds
I know
boners.
that Brad Williams is going to get pissed that Amanda had this and he didn't, because he is a freak when it comes to red velvet cake. So
that's not nice to call a midget a freak.
I said when it comes to red velvet cake, you asshole. Why do you got to bring it up?
Sorry.
God damn it.
You're rude.
Anyway. Anyway.
All right, let's talk about the boobs.
So she has limited access to the internet,
yes.
and so we are giving her an extra week to just accommodate her vacation schedule.
And I like all the names coming in.
And we kind of like what you guys are coming up with.
Yeah.
So what did you come up with?
All right. You want me to run mine down first?
Please do.
As we hear the train in the background.
You like that train?
Yeah.
You like trains? Great. I like trains.
I love trains. We'll get into that in another show because I'm a train nut.
Are you really?
Oh, God. It's disgusting. As we said last week, there was Donner and Blitzen as well as Batman and Robin. Those are my horrible off the cuff
But those are
names.
like boy names.
True. Donner and Blitzen could be unisex. Now, this is a boy name, but I think it works out. Ben and Jerry, because they're so tasty.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Silky and Smooth.
Not bad.
Yeah. And then my favorite of my own, the Melons of Mass Destruction.
It's so good. It's so good. My mother liked that one.
Your mother I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad your mother enjoyed that.
I listed all of these names off to my mom before coming over here. So
good.
Her favorite.
Yes.
I'll name it in a minute.
Okay.
Actually, Mike came up with it, but I'll name all of Mike's first, and then I'll go on to my favorite.
Okay.
And my mom's favorite. He came up with Lady and the Tramp, which is it's okay.
Was one of her tits classy? The other one's a whore?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, the tramp, I guess that was originally, the word tramp was originally made to describe a man that would sleep around, right? And then like it kind of got onto like
actually,
the women.
I didn't even think it had to do with sleeping around, did it? I thought it had something not to do with sleeping around.
Anyway.
Anyways, continue.
Then there was the Doctor in the TARDIS.
I don't
So
get it.
anybody who is a Whovian, a Doctor Who fan, would understand the Doctor in the
Whoville?
TARDIS, except that the Doctor is a man and the TARDIS is actually a woman, but she's a machine who had the body of a... Okay, anyway. And
Great
then
story.
there's... compelling and rich. Then there's Gemma and Tara, which
I don't get it.
neither of us understand. Riff and Raph,
Yeah.
which is retarded. Brad and Janet, which neither of us understand. Hopefully Mike can explain these because he just sort of posted them on Twitter without any
Right.
explanation. Tit and Tat, which is kind of cute.
Yeah.
I like it. Peaches and Cream, which I feel is kind of overdone.
Yeah.
Stark and Targaryen, which is a reference to the Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. I don't watch that either.
Yeah, they're the royal families.
Okay.
Except the Targaryens, I believe, are the ones that were incestuous. So I'm not sure how much I like that one.
Well, maybe her titties play with each other.
Maybe. So
I'd like to think they do.
the maybe they do. Gross. Anyway, the very best one that I think that Mike has come up with, which is so far is my favorite of all the submissions, we'll see what Amanda thinks, is Boom Boom and Pow. My mother also likes this one a lot.
That is definitely his best.
I just like, where did this come from?
Nah, yeah. it's-
Boom Boom and Pow.
Well, it's Black Eyed Peas.
So good.
That's Mike's genius right there.
I just think it's fantastic for
Or lack
for
thereof.
names for boobs. It's just genius.
Right.
Yeah. And then we had one from San Diego Johnny.
Oh, we
Who's your
did.
friend?
If you've listened to TCS every now and then, the Charity Strike, you may have heard San Diego Johnny on the show, and his submission was cockholder.
So good.
Simple and to the point.
Yes. Mine is suck and fuck.
Oh, I like that one a lot.
Yeah. I think that she can decide which one is which, but whichever one she likes having sucked more.
Yeah,
But
I could help her figure it out.
Ultimately, suck and fuck is my vote.
I did see one. I Googled booby names earlier, and there was one that I kind of liked. It was breakfast and dinner.
That's like, I think that would work better if she had a child.
No, I mean just like I like sucking
Just
on
in
titties.
general.
so-
Okay. All right.
This is for Mike. Play a little boom boom pow.
Boom boom pow. All right. Well, then we had my friend Dan, who is a gentleman who loves the ladies.
So he's not gay.
So he's constantly like messaging, or not messaging us, but posting on our posts. Anything that's sex related, he's on it.
I would
So
never
he
do
says
that.
Betty Bombs and Jugs Judy.
I like Jugs Judy. That's a good one.
But you have to have Betty Bombs is pretty funny too.
Yeah.
But maybe Bombs, I don't know. You could be like Betty Boobs or I don't know, Betty Boob and Jugs Judy. I don't know. And then another friend of mine, Albert Lamb. He's one of my very, very, very good friends. He's a Twitter and Disneyland friend.
Nice.
But he said something about, he didn't actually name them, but
Okay.
he said that his first image of them when he saw them was kablam.
Kablam.
Yeah, which is kind of awesome.
I like that. Oh, by the way, speaking of image of them, if you guys need a little inspiration, if you hit us up facebook.com/awkwardapocalypse, there is a picture of Amanda's boobs.
It's also on Facebook.
It is on Facebook also, at awkwardapod on Twitter, not Facebook. Twitter. You said Facebook.
No, it's on Facebook.
I said Facebook first.
You said Twitter.
Facebook.com/awkwardapocalypse. You want to see Amanda's boobs, as well as at awkwardapod on Twitter. We'll
There you
figure
go.
that one out later.
And actually, the more submissions that you have, the better chance you have to win.
And tell them what they get to win.
Then, before we just said that you could win, Amanda, the naming of Amanda's boobs, but now we've upped the ante.
Yeah, there's two prizes. You get to name them.
Amanda has agreed to sign a glossy of her boobs. Not of the boobs, maybe her cleavage. The photo that
shot
she
that's
posted
on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. And we will send it to you. So
It's kind of distracting when Jenny's playing with the boobs.
nice. So keep putting your submissions in, and we'll have Amanda judge them by next week.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys know who won the competition of naming Amanda's boobs.
I agree. I like
Fantastic.
it. I can't wait. I hope I win because I do want that picture.
Well, you have to submit a little bit more, because so far Mike has the most submissions.
But is Boom Boom Pow better than the Melons of Mass Destruction?
I don't know. It depends on what Amanda wants to do. Does she want to name them both as a set,
yeah.
or does she want to name them individually?
Like I said on Twitter, that is if they were to be like a tag team, like a wrestling tag team, they'd be the
Okay.
Melons of Mass Destruction.
So good.
I love it.
It's so good.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that one.
Let's get to awkward talk, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
All right. Gregory.
Start.
Start. All right. Well,
Take the 405 and get out of here. What are you doing here? Sorry.
we're referencing the Californians
from SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
So good. So we announced to you last week that today's show's topic for awkward talk would be online dating.
Yes, which a lot of people have some experience with.
Yeah, you know, you'd be surprised at how many people have actually done this because everyone's like, "Oh, awkward dating or online dating." It's like you do that, but you know, like at least half the people you know have done that to some extent.
Sure. I mean, well, maybe I don't know. I mean, I didn't even think about online dating until like I was super hammered one night, and I was like, "That's a good idea." And then
That's how I make all my best decisions.
Yeah, right. And I think I've deactivated my account a couple of times for various reasons. You know, I got tired of it, or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But we actually got a lot of submissions today.
We did.
Or for this topic today. And I'm really excited to hear these voicemails because I wouldn't let you play them.
No,
I wanted them to be a surprise.
And you know, I tried my hardest to not play them. I had to play the beginning and the end to just make sure they worked.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't listen to them.
Okay, so
who do you want? Let's say who do you want to start? We got Stephanie. We've got Eva. You also have a story from Tom.
I have Tom and Amanda.
I have a couple of stories.
I
I'm
have
sure
one or
you
two.
have one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. So
how should we start this off?
Start with Tom.
Okay.
Because Tom is a new submitter.
Yeah.
Okay. And he literally sent this in last minute, so
Right.
I'm really excited about
as
this
we're
one.
about to hit record.
And I don't hear a lot of stories from Tom, especially with his online dating.
Uh-huh.
So this is kind of exciting.
Okay.
But he says, I went on a date with a suicide girl. Do you know what a suicide girl is?
I don't.
They're they're hard to explain. They're girls with like tattoos and piercings and crazy hair.
Okay.
That are prevalent online.
Are
There's
what?
like a suicide prevalent online. There's like a suicide girls website, and they're, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, that's where you want to go. Anyway, he says we'd met online and we're going to see the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I went to pick her up and she invited me in.
Okay.
We watched TV for a bit and talked.
I'm glad they went to a romantic, classy movie.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Adult.
Yeah.
He says it was actually going really well until her ex showed up.
Oh. At her house.
Yeah, because he was invited in.
Okay.
He says that those two went into the other room to talk. So
Right.
after a half an hour, he texted her saying we could go out another time, but there was no other time.
So did he just text her that and then walk out the door?
I guess he left. I mean, it was just, you know, after a half an hour, there's like,
Yeah.
okay,
this
we'll
is
see you later.
beyond awkward.
Like,
Thank
your
you.
ex is here, and you guys are
Yeah.
in another room, and we are on our first date.
Probably fucking.
It's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I just went to suicidegirls.com, by the way. There's some hot chicks on here.
I know, right?
Yeah, I like this.
So that's
it's like a bad girl kind of thing, you know? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like the rebellious kind.
Yeah, it's kind of sexy.
Daddy issues and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite.
They're perfect.
Yeah, everyone needs strippers.
Do you want to tell one of your stories?
Sure. Let's see. What can I tell? Okay, the very first girl that I saw after my long relationship, I met online. At the time, I was working retarded hours and I wanted to get laid. Let's just put it out there. I was like, all right. So my friend told me about
awful.
a site that ended up being a site you know all about, OkCupid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually a girl, and she's like, yeah, you should go on there. It's fun. Like, there's quizzes and games to play, as well as the online dating element of it, which is obviously their main focus. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll see what happens. And I met this girl. Her name's Erin. And we saw each other. And maybe a few months, 2 to 3 months tops. And, it was fun and all. But she ended up seeing another guy. Towards the last couple of weeks, was like, I can't decide. Do I want you or do I want this other guy? I was like, if you can't fucking decide, go with him, because I'm not going to put up with this retardation.
Yeah.
So
But she was honest about it.
At least she was honest.
Well, that's good.
But she was like, she wanted us to both be. In fact, we hung out together, me and this other guy and her one time.
Oh God.
I was duped.
Are you
into
serious?
That. I was duped, and that was the last straw.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was like, this is stupid. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. So
That just sounds like a reality TV show.
Right. It's like, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. So you're allowed to date other people. That's fine. This is not official. Do whatever you want.
Right.
I'm not going to hang out with the other guys you're fucking, though. Like, come on, please. So, whatever. So that ended a couple years ago. No big deal. The last girl I dated is friends, apparently, with this girl's sister.
No way.
I had no idea.
No way.
And so she brought up, she's like, so, how you know Aaron? I was like, oh, we dated a couple years ago, whatever, no big deal. And try to blow it off, because obviously I know how we met.
Are these Camarillo girls?
They're not actually from Camarillo, but they're within the area.
Like Ventura County girls.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
which is like the smallest clusterfuck.
Everybody
ever.
knows everybody.
Yeah. So and this girl that I dated last was not from online. I met her through friends. So she's like, ew, you fucking do online dating? Like, fuck, that's gross, and it just blew up. I was like, well, then fuck you.
Really?
I was like, look, here's the deal. Like, this was a couple years ago. And not that I feel like I need to explain it. I was like, look, it was a couple years ago. This happened. We met. We hung out. I don't regret it. We had fun together. We went to Disneyland a bunch of times. Had a lot of crazy, really good sex. Oops, that was that loud. But I was just like, man, I was so mad when she started.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the whole thing with online dating is that it's not so much that you're like, hey, I just want to like have sex with people that I meet on the internet. Like,
right.
It's more, for me personally, I went to OkCupid because I was just really tired of the people that I already knew.
Yeah.
And this was, maybe 9 months ago or something. I started on OkCupid.
Yeah.
And, it was like, yeah, I was like kind of drunk one night and I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever. I'll just like go on the internet. But like, I don't like dating within groups of people. So if you know any of my friends, I probably will not date any of your friends.
Right.
It's just that, I have, I don't know, I have a bunch of group of friends, but they're all kind of interconnected.
Right.
And so once it came time for me to
be
like,
an incestuous
well,
group.
well, no, not all of them. But
it's a bit.
Right. But if I like, let's just say I were to date you and you introduced me to all your friends,
mm-hmm.
If it didn't work out between you and me, I would not have sex with any of your friends. I wouldn't even try.
That's very respectful.
And it's not even respectful. It's just that I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to like a new group of people and like try there, and
yeah.
it has nothing to do with like the drama or whatever. It's just, I'm not interested.
That's fine.
So, so when somebody like you were just talking about gets all upset that like, oh my God, you went to the internet. Like that's awful of them to say, because
yeah, I mean,
you're just trying to like get out there, like meet new people.
Well, especially that was like the first girl that I met after my long-term relationship.
Oh.
And so like I had zero game in the dating world. And I mean,
it's hard to get back into the game.
I pretty much still have zero game.
Sure.
But at that point I was like negative points.
At least you know that the other people that you meet online probably have as much or less game than you have.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I just, that was one option. Plus I was working a lot. So it was an option for me.
Good.
And I don't regret that at all.
Good job.
At least not that one. So anyways, who should we get to next?
I think you have a couple voicemails.
We do. We have one. We had two from Eva. And Eva, I'm going to apologize. We don't have tons of time left because we blabbered too much. I'm going to play your first story and I will sum up your second story. So here is Eva's first story she sent us.
Hi, Greg and Jenny. This is Eva, and I'm just calling in with two embarrassing online dating stories. The first one is the shorter of the two, and it just involves a lying profile, that's all. So for the sake of the story, I will change his name, and we'll keep in Mexican theme, and we will call him Javier. So I met Javier on a website called Plenty of Fish. And in his profile, he had a job and he had all the things that, would be appealing to me. And it said that, he was 5'5", which is okay for me. I'm 5'1", so it's not a big deal. And so we decided to meet up for lunch on a Sunday and at this restaurant in downtown. We go downtown, and I arrive first. I'm sitting at the table, and then he walks up, and I'm noticing that he looks a little shorter than 5'5". And so, you know, I can't really analyze it from where I was sitting. And so after lunch, we go walking downtown, and as we're walking past a window for one of the stores, I look over and I can see that we're probably the same height. Oh. If I had to guess, I will give him benefit of the doubt and say 5'2" at the tallest.
Yikes.
But he was probably between 5'1", 5'2". So that was a complete and utter fail.
I guess so. Story 2 was a little more involved. So
wait, you said she was 5'1"?
She's 5'1".
Oh my God, and he was 5'2".
At best.
I mean, that's kind of cute. Like, I think it's adorable when short people fall in love.
Look at
but
the short couple.
If you say that you're 5'5" on the internet, that's awful.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it's one thing if you're like 5'4.5" and you go with 5'5", that's whatever. But if you're 5'2" and you go with 5'5", I mean...
That's a big difference when you're that short.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. It's not like 6'3" and 6'6". Like,
No.
that's not that huge. You know, you're tall.
Right.
Either way.
Once you hit like 5'11", I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you about.
6 foot right here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
In heels. Not really. All right, so her second story is another online dating story. They were supposed to meet up at a Red Lobster. Classy.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So she got there a little early, and she went to the bar, had a couple beers, watched the football game, and he's still not showing up super late. She texted him, nothing, called him, straight to voicemail. Didn't hear from him for 10 days.
What?
On the 10th day, and she was like, fuck it, whatever.
Forget about it at that point.
10th day.
After like 3 days. Like, meh.
No, she was done after that night. But, you know, the 10th day, he calls her as she's going to bed, and she's like, fuck it. Didn't answer. Starts texting her like, hey, I'm really sorry. I want to explain to you what happened. Please just talk to me. And she's like, no, fuck off. And he's like, look, I was arrested. And she goes, now I'm intrigued. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wait, intrigued? He was arrested, girl.
Right. Well, so she called him the next day. Apparently, the person who used to own the house he lives in was a drug dealer. SWAT team surrounded the house, came in, didn't find any drugs, obviously, because that's not him anymore. It's a different guy.
Sure.
But he had some fireworks in his garage.
Nothing
from Mexico, but like, you know, he did have some fireworks in California, except for like one city they're illegal. And apparently there was some mistake on his record, and from a prior DUI, they hadn't filed all the paperwork, and he was still like, there was no warrant out for it or something. So they arrested him. He's in jail for 10 days. Finally gets out. So he's like, so please, like, that's what happened. She goes, all right, fine, I'll give you a second chance. So they go out, and he actually showed up. He wasn't arrested this time. You know, she was really embarrassed because the entire time, at least the first half of it, he was talking about what happened, but talking about it very loudly around other. You know, it's like, so I was arrested. You know, it's like, oh, shut the fuck up.
God.
Yeah. So they had
really awful for a second date.
Yeah. Well, it's technically a first date. The first date.
Oh
never
yeah.
happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had a few drinks at dinner. You know, not boozing, just a couple of drinks. But he was nervous to drive afterwards because of his DUI that he was supposedly arrested for. So she's like, no worries, I'll drive. They're in LA. So they went to City Walk, and they did the indoor skydiving thing. And before they went there, he's like, hey, I want an energy drink. She's like, no worries. So they stopped at a liquor store. He picked up a couple of Four Locos.
Oh God.
Which, if you don't know what that is an energy drink / alcohol mix.
It's awesomeness in a can.
Right.
Yeah.
It blows your fucking mind. And this was a couple years ago. This is before they changed the formula.
Right.
So this is when it really fucked.
When it was
shit
like
up.
Four Loko.
Yeah. Now it's more like 1.5 Loco. So then they went to City Walk, and after the Four Loko, and the entire time he's just like, I want a beer. And they didn't have one, but the entire time he's bitching about wanting to have a beer. So they do their activity, and they're going to leave. And he was nervous again because now he'd actually drank more and still had to drive home. So they go to the on-ramp to get on the freeway. There's a DUI checkpoint.
Oh, God.
He flips his shit, and they went down like 4 more on-ramps before they actually get on the freeway, and she was so fucking annoyed. You know, it turned out, and he goes, oh, by the way, I don't have 1, I have 3.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so it turned out he was just a big...
What?
Fucking loser.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so... Anyways.
I'm really sorry for this girl.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll tell my story now.
Sure.
So I went on a date with this guy, and the first, so I work at the Magic Castle, and that seems to be something that a lot of people want to be friends with me for,
Uh-huh.
which kind of sucks. I mean, because I love where I work,
That's
and I
why we
really
talk.
want. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I love taking people there, and it's like, oh, let me show you something new. You know, I can
Yeah.
show you the world. Anyway,
Thanks, Aladdin.
yeah, right.
Shimmering.
But
shining.
I'm quickly finding out that a lot of guys, you know, that I've seen in the past really only want to be friends with me. I say friends because they don't want to date me. They just want to be friends with me because I work at the Magic Castle and they just want to get in. But this guy, you know, I'd met him on OkCupid, and this is a while ago. Like I think when I first signed up for OkCupid.
Okay.
But I think he's one of those guys that just like messages every girl. And I was like,
like, hey, you're hot.
cute.
Hey, you're hot.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
you're hot.
sure, no problem. Mentioned that I worked there, and he was like, "Oh my god, I've never been there. I've always wanted to go. Like, please let me go." And I was like, "Awesome, yeah, of course. Like,
I've
sure,
never been there.
You're more than welcome to come." But he wanted to go, so I said sure to meet me here this day, and
Right.
it was all fine. And you know, girls, we have to be careful with meeting guys because we want to go somewhere that we feel comfortable with, but you know, not anywhere that's too like, you know, loud or whatever. And
you want to be able to talk,
right?
but you
we
don't
try
want
to
to
like
be in the
pick a
middle
nice
of a
place.
back alley somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, the castle's the perfect place because I work there. You know, I know the layout of the land, and everybody that's there I know.
If
so
anything goes really well, I'll take you to my desk. We'll get crazy.
exactly. And if anything goes wrong, all I have to do is like nod to the right person, and they're thrown the fuck out.
Yeah.
Right. So, so everything went super well, except for when I went to go drop him off. I think he had a few too many because I get a really awesome discount. And
Now I'm really going.
but when he's like, well, hey, you should come up and hang out with me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably not a good idea. Like, I don't really know you. And I should really get home. I have work the next day. And he says something like after begging me, and he was hammered. He goes, I really want you to play with my pussy. I mean, I really want to play with your pussy. I mean, and he got all flustered. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you later. And then, surprisingly enough, he actually convinced me to go on a second date with him.
What?
And he was like, "Look, I'll cook you dinner. You come
What the
over."
fuck?
Like, yeah, right. So, so I go to his place, and like everything seems fine. He has a cat, whatever. And he cooks me this amazing meal. But then, like, you know, we start making out, and things get kind of like hot and heavy. And he wants me to play with his asshole. Like what? Like
What the fuck happened?
I don't even know you.
What?
So
Is this something you normally do?
no, obviously not. I don't like assholes. They're not my thing. But that was
Fucking cock-ass!
so it got super awkward, and I felt really bad because he cooked me dinner. But at the same time, that's not really my thing. So should I tell Amanda's story?
Sure. Well,
Okay.
We have mine, we have Amanda's, and we have Stephanie's still. So
Let's go through Amanda's really fast.
okay.
Amanda says she went on a date with a guy that she met on OkCupid. So she says,
Okay, Cupid's infamous.
I know, right? Things got a little heated back at his place. We didn't have sex, but I showed him a great night. The next day, he was texting me all these compliments on my skills to butter me up. In the middle of our conversation, he asked me my opinion on his size. He isn't huge, but not small. Average, I guess, but not good enough for me. She likes him big.
Apparently.
So I politely said my
I don't have a
thoughts,
chance.
and he got so mad. He was expecting me to rave about his size, but there was nothing to rave about. So to make himself feel better, he said some nasty things to me, and I ended it right there. Needless to say, guys, don't ask a girl on her thoughts on your dick size after one date.
No, you really can't. So will she actually? Oops, sorry. Will she actually not be with someone because it's too small?
Well, that I don't know.
Oh.
No,
okay.
she's a really she's a deep girl. Like she's
She's a deep girl, huh? Apparently.
she has a big heart. I feel like
vagina.
she really does go for personality. But I mean, come on, like after one date, the
No,
guy's
yeah, I
like,
would
"Well,
never
so
do
what'd you
that.
think, baby?" And she's like, "Well, you know, I don't really know you, so this is all I have to judge you by.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth."
I know that I'm not John Holmes or Peter North or Ron Jeremy.
Peter North is amazing.
Yeah. God, I wish I was him. So I would never one date him like, so Did you like that shit or what? Did you like? It's normal size. It's only 9 inches. So it's like, did you like that or what?
No. What?
Okay. Anyways, you didn't get the 9 inches joke.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we have Stephanie. We have mine. Who do you want to go with first?
Stephanie's.
Okay.
Maybe we should end with yours.
Here. I always like to close out the show. Here's Stephanie's.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and Jenny O asked me to share one of my favorite stories of online dating. So, a few years ago, a friend of mine, we'll call Regina, and I decided to try online dating for the first time. We still are broke-ass bitches, so we tried a free site called plentyoffish.com, POF for short. And I'm going to stop right now and say that no one should ever try plentyoffish.com. Ever. Ever.
Ever.
Anyway, Regina and I saw, Regina saw a guy's profile she thought was perfect for me. So I sent that dude a message. We'll call him Brian. I went on a date with Brian. And he seemed a bit off and conversation wasn't all that great. So I was just going to leave it at that. But Regina berated me for being too picky and for not giving the dude a chance. Reluctantly, I decided to go on another date with him. There was going to be a double feature of one of his favorite Italian directors' work at the American Cinematheque. I was going to go with another friend of mine, and he was all, "That's awesome, I want to go too. I've never seen one of those films on the big screen." So I invite him along. We go, we pay for tickets, sit down. First movie starts. And 5 minutes into it, he gets up and leaves. And he doesn't come back. And the movie ends. And during intermission, we look for him, and he was nowhere to be found. He's not answering his cell phone. So the second movie starts, and my friend and I go back to our seats with this big, WTF floating over our heads. 10 minutes before the end of the second film, he comes back. I'm like, "Are you okay? Where did you go?" And he's all, "Yeah, I was hungry, so I went to Scooby's for a hot dog, and I had the garlic fries, and they didn't sit too well with me." I literally had no response for that. I'm thinking, you left a movie theater to get a fucking hot dog 2 blocks away? He's an animator, so later that night I get an email of a drawing he did of my friend and I watching the movie, looking cute and thinking, this is a great film, and himself sitting next to me, all Ren and Stimpy disgusting looking, distended belly, flies buzzing around him, and he's thinking of a nasty hot dog. I was done with him. But Regina again gave me shit about being too picky. So when Brian asked me to go out to a friend's birthday party, I said, okay. I knew no one save for having met one of his roommates briefly. And I hate parties where I know no one. They make me super nervous.
Me too.
We get there and Brian just wanders off, leaving me to fend for myself. And I make the most of it.
I hate this guy.
Meet some people, and a couple hours go by, and I've spent maybe 2 seconds with Brian. So I go to look for him. And he's in his buddy's bedroom smoking pot and playing video games. So I'm like, all right. Hey, do you want to grab a drink? And he's all, let me finish this level. Fine. So I go to the living room, sit on the couch with his roommate, and we're having a nice conversation. Sometime later, Brian finally shows up, plops down in between us all dramatically and says nothing but just fucking sulks. His roommate and I had been talking about Argentina, and I say, oh, there's this decent Argentinian restaurant called Lola's. And before I could even correct myself, because that's not what the restaurant is called, Brian shouts, "It's called Lola's, get it right!"
Holy shit.
And it was like in those movies where the needle scratches the record and everyone in the party gets quiet. Just like that. Everyone shut the fuck up. And Brian's reaction, he starts laughing hysterically, like a lunatic laughing. So I ask him to take me home. We drive in silence the whole way there, 20 minutes to get to my place. We get there and I say goodbye. And he asks me with genuine shock on his face, "You're not going to invite me in?"
Oh, come
No,
on.
motherfucker, I am not. Needless to say, I deleted my POF account that night and never listened to Regina's dating advice again.
Aww.
I actually didn't try online dating for 3 years after that. It was so traumatizing. That's my story.
A sphincter says what?
That guy is a dick.
Oh my god. I think it's just Brian's. Obviously, that was a made-up name, but
yeah,
Brian's are assholes.
Yep, they certainly are. Thanks to your experience, I hate
Poor
Brian's
Stephanie.
too. Oh, Stephanie, thank you so much for that call.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
So good.
And you don't want to be with a guy that can't handle garlic fries anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Okay, so my turn.
Yes.
Mine involves violence and blood.
Seriously?
Yep.
This is your online dating story?
So I'll let a little secret out. Eva, who we heard previously, I actually met her through online dating. Yeah. Really.
And now you're just friends?
Yeah, we dated for a while.
Good work, buddy.
Yeah, now we're just friends. So,
all right.
Our very first date, though, we went skiing. Or she snowboards, I ski.
Really?
Yeah. It's a pretty crazy first date, right?
It's awesome.
We were talking back and forth, and when we started texting each other, you starts off with like the messages and then the texting. I was in Mammoth. She's like, I love snowboarding. I was like, I love skiing. So we went to Mountain High. So she shows up at my house super early. We go, and no big deal. It was a very little too much vodka.
I just took a drink of my drink, and it's a little intense.
Anyways, it was not a very cold day out. It was the very end of the season. It's Mountain High. It's SoCal. Not real cold. I was like, fuck it. I don't need a jacket, and I don't need gloves.
Are you serious?
So I just wore my pants and a t-shirt.
You're an idiot.
Oh, yeah. No shit. So we go down, and...
yeah, you did.
And then we went skiing. No, we're going down... I believe it was the second run of the day. And we go down on Black Diamond. I'm a good, not to brag, I'm a good skier. She's a really good snowboarder. So we're hitting the Black Diamonds. And the problem was, because it was so warm, yet the snow was so cold, it just turns into ice.
Yeah.
But they had raked it, so it's very sharp ice.
Oh.
And it's hard to stop. It's hard to dig your skis or board into. So we stopped at the very top of the hill, and I said, here, you go first. And that way, I was being the gentleman, like, if you fall, I can come save you, kind of thing.
No.
Also, I didn't want to, be next to her and have us run into each other. So I was like, you go first. When you get most of the way down, I'll start. And then you can wait for me at the lift. No big deal. So I start going down. About halfway down this extremely steep hill. No big deal. I go to stop, or not stop, but I'm trying to dig my ski in to slow down. And it won't dig in. And I just, the smallest of falls, I just boop, just fell right over. But because it was icy, when I fell, I didn't sink into the snow. I started sliding down the hill.
Oh, no.
So immediately one of the skis comes off. As I start going, one ski falls off, one stays on. I'm trying to do two things at once. One is dig the other ski into the snow, and the other one is I'm trying to stop myself from falling, and I'm using my hand. I'm trying to dig my hands into the snow. Mind you, I'm not wearing gloves.
Oh my God.
And this shit is razor sharp. And so a couple things are happening. First, my hands are getting cut to shit. I mean, they're just getting shredded. And then I realized, because then I have a jacket on, just wear a t-shirt, my whole stomach and my ribs and my back, the whole circle is also getting shredded. So I was like, I'm clearly not going to be able to stop myself. I need to find a way to ride this out without dying. So I stopped trying to stop myself with my hands. Finally, I just pulled down my shirt and rode down on my back, because I was on my stomach at first.
Oh my
God.
God.
I flipped over. I rolled down my shirt. I flipped over, or pulled down my shirt, flipped over, and rode it all the way down the rest of the hill.
That sucks.
Yeah. I stop and I'm looking, and my wrist and my hands, and I still have a scar. I know you can see this. No one else can.
Yeah.
That's one scar. I have one on each elbow, one on each wrist. And I'm bleeding out of just everywhere. It's dripping into the snow. The snow is turning red. My stomach and back have been road rashed, basically. They're bleeding as well. My ski is a good 100 feet up the hill. I was like, holy. So I was like, fuck, this hurts like hell. So I kicked off the one ski that I had on. I went up, grabbed the other ski, came back down to the other one, put them on, and I was like, my only option is to ski down the hill at this point, and then go get help. And so I skied. Luckily, I ran into her. She had stopped at the closest lift, not the one all the way down the hill. And she's like, where were you? And I just raised my hands, and she saw the blood dripping down. Was like, holy fuck, we need to get you to the medic. So
sucks so hard.
Yeah. So, and I long lost my poles at that. I didn't have my ski poles anymore.
Fuck it.
Yeah, who gives a shit? At that point, I just needed to get down the hill. Mm-hmm. So we get to the medic, they're patching me up, and they're trying to clean up my back and my stomach and my wrist and my hand. My fingers were just shredded. It was disgusting.
What?
And the one thing when I told her about this subject, not only did she have these stories, but she goes, "You have to tell the ski story." And I said, "Of course I'm going to tell the ski story.
Okay.
It involves blood on the first online date." She goes, "And don't forget to mention the fact that on the very first date, I got to see your ass crack."
Hey.
Because when they were cleaning me up, they kind of pulled down my pants a little.
Yeah.
There's actually, you know what I should do? I have pictures of this somewhere.
You have to post them.
I'll see if I can find them.
Yep.
I'll post them up on Facebook.com/awkwardapocalypse.
Definitely.
It was, oh God, it was so painful.
Oh my God.
I mean, I still have scars.
What a terrible first date.
I think it's like 3.5 years ago. 2.5, 3.5? I forget.
Wow.
It was long enough to where I shouldn't still have scars from this, but I do.
That's all right.
So we left after that.
Online dating gave you scars.
It did. Not just the emotional ones. And here's the best part. I tried to go one more after they patched me up. I was like, well, I've paid a shit ton of money for my lift ticket, my skis. Let's see if I can still do it. We'll start off on the bunny run just to make sure I can do it. And I get up there, and the problem was not my hands, but like my body had the cuts all the way around it. I couldn't like turn or twist, so it was really hard to slow down. So I got to the bottom, I was like, "Fuck it, we're done."
No.
I was like, "I'm so sorry."
Aww.
So she was okay. She understood.
Eva.
She was very nice about it. Then we went and got lunch, got the fuck out of there, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, man, that sucks.
Yeah. So it hurt.
Well,
I bled.
Thank you to everybody that submitted stories.
Yes.
These were actually really fantastic.
It
I think
was
this
fun.
is the most stories we've gotten
I think so.
so far.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
or
and they were
seems like it,
fantastic.
I should say.
I really like this topic.
Yes.
Next week's topic.
Which
Should we
good.
go into it?
Oh yeah.
It can be anything you want regarding this topic, but we're going to talk about sex toys.
Yeah, we are.
Any sex toys. It could be the rabbit or anal beads or handcuffs or ropes or anything you want.
Anything that you use that's not attached to you. During sex.
It could be those like rambones.
What?
Those giant like almost comical cocks, like you know what I'm talking about, with like the suction cup on the end. Those are hilarious.
Do you have experience with those?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
My friends do.
Oh.
Okay. We'll ask them.
Yeah,
We'll ask them.
God, I hope they submit.
But it can be your parents walking in on you using them, or
seriously, just anything.
Your friends looking
these
for
sex toys.
For a fork, and they just happen to find your vibrator
It's like,
or
hey,
whatever.
can I borrow a pair of socks? Yeah, no problem, in the top drawer. Then it's like, hey, what's this?
Oh, right.
Pink thing with batteries in it.
Oh, that's just my dildo.
Yeah.
And I think this would be even funnier for guys. So I'm kind of hoping the guys will join in. I mean, guys have their sex toys too. So there could be like the fleshlight, or
which I don't have.
Really?
Which I'm told it's really fun.
Oh my God. If I were a guy, or if I had a penis,
yeah,
I would totally get one of those.
I like that pause, by the way. I've been told by somebody who does have one that I should definitely have one.
I hear they're amazing.
I hear so too. Then
it.
I feel kind of weird. It's like, my hand does a fantastic job. Why should I pay for something else?
You were talking about like needing something strange. It's the same idea, right?
That's totally not the same
or
idea.
I could, you know what? I'm even gonna include porn in this.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, like, if you've been caught watching porn, or
I have.
If it just stuff like that, like ways, I guess, sex toys and porn, like ways to get yourself off.
Yeah.
That other people have come into contact with,
and that other people pretend is disgusting, but then go home and do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you watch porn. It's like, come on, who fucking?
Everybody watches porn.
Yes. So.
Yeah. So that's next week's topic.
Yeah. So don't forget. Make sure ways to get a hold of us. Once again, Facebook.com/awkwardapocalypse, Twitter @awkwardpod, awkwardpod@gmail.com, 323-379-9225. There it is. That's all the ways. I guess we should wrap this bitch up.
I guess so. It's been a long episode.
It has been a long episode. Thank you guys for joining us for our first annual New Year's Eve extravaganza. Woo! It's been fun.
Our next episode will be the first of 2013.
It will be.
Yeah.
It will be. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Once again, don't forget to submit names for Amanda's boobs.
Yes.
And of course, do not forget to submit names for sex toys, or names. Stories for sex toys. And then anything awkward you want us to talk about,
anything
or want to share on the show.
Well,
this is the Awkward Apocalypse.
Yeah.
There's no limits.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Thank you. That was awkward. Perfect.
No limits.
None at all.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's all we got. You guys have a fantastical...
Happy New Year.
Have a fantastical New Year's.
Huh. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Let's go get drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.